Here for the winner of the monthly giveaway, so thank you at Dorian Morgenstern. Here's your Inkblot made in your name and essence if you want to take a screenshot so you can scry in your own time and terms for shapes or symbols that speak to your psyche and psychic senses. Thank you as always for being my muse, for holding space for me to share my insights, and of course allowing me to be a guest in your aura. I can take a moment here if you'd like to join me to release the race and the rush, activating the abstract mind and ancient awareness to perceive and receive symbolic support. Let's go. Let's see what's floating around your aura, like astronauts. I want to note, just taking that whole macro look at it. I can see there's just lots going on. Almost like I'm kind of at war at myself, or at war with myself, but it's like playing with sticks, like in this playful way, maybe of something that is kind of, I don't know, like something in the root space that has ticked me off, but it feels like it's even there, like my root area to my heart area. Something might have been like my lobster, and I thought it was going to go the distance, person, place, or thing. You're obviously used to me. It could be any channel. But something didn't work out the way I wanted it to. It could even be disappointment or resentments. It's like I'm trying to, the way I'm feeling is I don't want to feel the resentment. Like I'm kind of battling it off, so it could be creating a heart conflict. But when I'm actually in the heart space, if I may, it doesn't feel conflictual like a typical this, that, or the other. I'm seeing Oscar the Grouch from Sesame Street with like sticks. So wands, might be working with wand energy and fire. There also seems to be like a pointing, when you're at like a game, like a sports game, we'll say. I don't actually know. Well, that's not true, and they have like those foam fingers, and I see that foam finger in the heart space, but with this Oscar the Grouch kind of pointing fingers. But I don't know if it's celebratory, because like the foam fingers usually like, yeah, that's my team, number one. And then, oh, I can't believe that happened, or I can't believe you did this. I'm also seeing something try to transform. It's like lightning bolts of light out of my head. I don't know if you're having conversations that are, or I don't know if they were projected at you or exchanged with you within the self or externally, but like this conversation of, the way I just heard it was duck, 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 goose. And it's like nice, mean. But I don't know, like I said, I don't know in the channel, it could even be self-talk. Like I'm really good at it. And then like duck, 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 goose. Ah. You know what I'm saying? It's an interesting thing to see. But there's more light than not, if this is inner reflection is how I'm feeling, or at least it's working its way out. Almost as if like the Oscar the Grouch and like being that grumpy garbage can character, but it serves a purpose, like this kind of gruff exterior, but really I don't know, it feels like there's like self-love in there. Okay, anyway, all right, I'll add on tarot and oracle in a minute, and as well the spirit box when we get there, when I feel the call. Anywho, okay, so I'm wandering down a little bit. Like there's a lot going on. I feel as though, and I don't typically say this, but I feel as though I am doing lots of things at once. And I don't know if like you do various different things. Like I don't know. Like I have things under control, because I'm seeing some sort of control caption, like captain space here. And then I also have these other set of eyes that are looking around. It's like I'm looking for lies. And I don't know if that's a reflection of what was or warding off what will be, but it could also even be your, oh, I just heard like, for simplicity's sake, like witch's eyes. And then I'm also seeing when the eyes are closed or squinting or in a space of contemplation, we'll say, because the eyes are closed, there's a shield that comes up. This feels very, hold on a sec, let me grab a particular deck of cards. I realized I paused it. Okay. We are here for at Dorian Morgenstern 1267, though the inkblot's done in your real name. Nature spirits, wolf, there's that shield, divination. I'll bring these up so you can see it. I don't know if you do like natural magic or something along that lines. Hopefully those come through okay. But with the eyes closed, shields up. If there's some sort of nighttime routine that you have, you might be almost like prophetic in your dream state. The wolf also very, very protective, and that could even be those extra set of eyes that I'm seeing here, like your witch's eyes or brujo eyes. Light and dark, light and dark. It almost kind of reminds me of that saying when they say about an empath's gifts, you know, kind of like that lie detector looking for lies. Because of maybe a particular strengths, weaknesses, we can call them whatever, circumstances, environments of growing up. Anyway, the point being like an empath will find like a lie detector of sorts, like the danger, the threat, the lie, the this, that, or the other. Like you walk into a room or space and that's what you're detecting for, so you know. Where maybe others who haven't had particular experiences or awarenesses growing up, you know, and they're kind of like free loving. It's like, how do they live like that? Like, oh my goodness, almost like this little bit of a, you know, ignorance is bliss, jealousy, but in, you know, in a endearing way. But that's what makes me feel like whatever you've been going through, perhaps since you were a child, there's this ability to discern and decide what is threats, what is not. And when someone kind of gets through that detector, you're like, oh, strengthening. But it does feel witchy in nature. I'm going to move down a little bit here. I'm seeing somebody power wash. Excuse me, I just ate a salad nonetheless, but that was rude, but I apologize. But we're all human here. What can you do? I'm seeing somebody power wash something that orbits around you that you're considering now is done, dealt with, but again, possibly disappointment of some sort. Oh, that veil wanted to come through regardless. So we have hearth, forgiveness, and the veil. Okay, I'm gonna plop these bad boys over here. So the veil, like, I want to slide in right where that red is, and I want to put it in there, and like, see how these Oscar the Grouchies are like above the head? There we go. It's kind of like somebody got through your knowing, your spell work of sorts. And when I look at the hearth card. Like, see the gargoyle up here? Like this massive protection, this fire is burning, and it feels bright and it feels well. Happiness in our hearts and home, but highly protective. You might even have a parental figure that's very protective over you and is always looking over you with this. It's almost like meeting someone's dad, and they're very prominent or forthcoming with their protection of their daughter, of their niece, or whatever the case may be. Could even be a partner. I don't know, but it does feel more male oriented. It's very it could even be your male energy. In regards to some sort of disappointment or anything along that lines, your channel, this is that light I was talking about, like with up here. I don't know if the camera lets it pop through, but that's the forgiveness. And I want to slide, all the ring lights, I want to slide the forgiveness in between the Oscar the Grouches. Instead of like pointing fingers. And then I just heard when I acknowledged that, no, I forgive you. No, I forgive you. No, I forgive you. No, I forgive you. And it turns into this really sweet, friendly forgiveness. Sorry, back to the power washing. And that's like moving like the grunge away. And I'm like way, way, way down in here in this little part of the story here. I'm also seeing somebody with eyes like going like this. So I don't know if you dance or drama or you're an entertainer of some sorts. Like, I feel like when I see this space, please, I step in and it's like I am here. Sometimes you let people see you, a certain part of you, and other times not, maybe. But it's like the elbows are out to the side.
Disrespectful.
Maybe somebody disrespected you. And kind of, when I say that, when I follow that line of thought, it brings me into the gargoyle and the hearth. Like, that male energy or male in your life, like, do not disrespect.
Not.
Yeah. I'm also sensing that there's some sort of, through the glasses here that I'm seeing. Oh, okay. So it's like I'm seeing eyes really close together. And then when I was doing this, I just saw another way, like it's pulling my eyes apart. Right? So really close together. And then I'm like, oh, something's widening out your perspective about something. What is this? That is curious. I don't think I've ever seen that before. So if you give me a moment here to tune in to see what that's going on.
Hell.
It's like each part of this is part of the infinity. And let's say for simplicity's sake, the third eye space. It's like I'm widening what is the in-between of the two elbows of infinity. And I'm making that point where they
Behind
meet bigger. But something about perception. Or at least it's how I'm feeling it about there's another set of eyes there. I'm seeing like a vest made of fur, or it's very artistic or very ornate in some way, shape, or form. Something about your clothing. Something about your clothing. Gifts just came through. I feel like Spirit might drop you little gifts. Balance, bond, and protection. That's in that infinity thing. The bond between the left and right aspects of sight, empathically, or in that infinity, everlasting fluidity, flow of frequency, and protection also came out with it. I don't know if you have like a spirit guide that is really protective over you. Like they've made a commitment.
Taurus.
Taurus could have Taurus in your chart as well. Or it's like that really grounded father figure male energy that's coming through. All right, I'm going to keep going. I'm trying to keep an eye on the time so I don't take up too much of your time. Okay, so I'm seeing what I think is more of like, for simplicity's sake, I'm going to say
Sure.
inner witch. Please insert any word you want.
Town.
But it feels very grounded, like an
Please.
earth witch, because it's
Carol.
all in
Danger.
brown here. Right? There's also owl. An owl is in there. And she's driving stick. Driving stick. Territory. There might be something about where you live and the territory you live in. If there's a place or a PowerPoint. There might be a tangible place of power, but then I'm also seeing PowerPoint in like a computer. If there's something you do
Peace.
in presentation that you're anticipating coming up, maybe you have a presentation coming up or something you're going to be speaking to or speaking at, or simply a conversation. Okay, we're moving on. Thank you. Anyway, so when I see her like a driving stick, but I also see her like grabbing hold of this. So here's like her little handles, and she's picking this up. It's almost like little devils, almost. Something about Christmas time as well. I don't know if Christmas is a particular time. You know, it's funny. I'm hearing or I'm seeing Christmas, but I feel like there's another holiday that actually is more meaningful. Like what one I'm going to say very typically means, or, looks forward to Christmas. Because that's how I see it. Like, I'm looking forward to Christmas, but it's actually a different holiday I'm looking forward to in place of it. You might have had somebody that has been murdered, or it's just the spirit shouting out, having a chatty Kathy with you.
Leave.
Doctor. There is also something about
recording.
Lady bits. Just making sure everything's I don't know, smooth sailing. Maybe there's changes going on. Something about the lady bits. I don't know if something happened at some point in time. Self-love is coming through on the bottom. And that brings me up to the top. Thank you. So now I'm seeing it when I zoomed back out. Like, so here are eyes, here are lips. And I can see, like if, here I will do it. I think. Okay.
Seller.
This will be on now for my next readings, but
cover.
Worth it. Okay, one moment. See if I can do it. This is what I'm seeing. It used to drive me like, hi, how are you? That's what I'm seeing. I don't know. And I'm also seeing crows right there. Right there. Okay, I'm going to flip it to win it because I feel like I could be in there all day. And I'll try and close out in the next 10 minutes. Thank you so much again for being my muse and for commenting, stepping forward, and of course for your ongoing support. I really do appreciate it. Cherish it. Okay. We're here for at Dorian Morgenstern, 1247, 1267, I think. Creation, Beaver Moon. See how, right, she has like blueprints or something there? It's reminding me of when I said PowerPoint, something that you do for a living. Self-love is still on the bottom.
Stay.
I feel like you might channel stuff from, or spirit communicates with you, possibly in your sleep. And then when you wake up or go to work, whatever you do for work, whatever you do for living, whatever you do for play, I don't know. Whatever Capricorn-y things you like to do, that's when it comes out.
Guide.
You're guided to do it. You're guided to do something. I kind of feel like you're already doing it professionally, or it's something you do as a hobby that will come up professionally. Adorable. Okay, so it might even be something you do for play, because I'm right in here and I'm seeing like baby empathic angels.
Lawrence.
Sorry, purity and power came through, and I'll come to those in 2 minutes. They're like picking things up in this curiosity. Did I grab those cards? Like putting them in their pack, and there's a turtle or a lizard behind them. So I'm like right here in a story. There's actually like, I'm seeing like a bear. I think it's some sort of claw. I don't know what it is. I shouldn't assume it's bear.
How do you feel?
And it's like you go out on these travels. Is that where you're going to be changing something? Am I going to be creating? Bear with me. Am I going to be creating through the power of my day and night?
Cigar.
And pure intentions of like that childlike dream state of what I actually dream about. That brings peace. And it's like the blueprints, PowerPoint presentation, maybe it's absolutely something you've done before and you're changing. But maybe this is what I'm creating. This is what I'm going to be stepping forward to create for myself. And I'm listening to spirit in a new way.
Deep.
There is a spirit guide that's stepping forward like
Big.
Crazy. Action. You're going to be taking action on this. If you have not already, but it's like it's going to come. I feel like it's just going to come to me in a dream, or I'm going to wake up and there's little gifts from nature around, birds, crows, owls, whatever may be native to your area. Like spirit's going to leave things. Like you'll just, wake up and like that's there. This thing is there.
Down.
Or you'll be walking and there's a safety pin sending you security through this change. But there's something about action, and even if it's little bits.
There is.
Yeah. So now I'm in here.
Granddaughter.
It might even be like a grandmother or grandfather. So see how now these eyes, and there's this crown. Oh, okay, hold on. Oh, and then I'm like way, way down in here. Like way, way down this little thing here. I feel like you have an elemental spirit animal or something with you. Like it kind of gives me Sabrina the Teenage Witch vibes.
My baby.
Wise beyond one's years, trying to bridge the black and the white. Like don't tell me, but assessing balance has come through. See, there's a looking for something new. There's a looking for something new with the telescope. Maybe you're looking to what you want to create. And right now it might feel a little foggy. Something about your moon cycles as well, lady moon cycles.
Did.
Sorry, I'm back in like this grounded princess. How do I say those words? Utilizing Capricorn, Taurian energy, Virgo, Earth. And it's like using the collective energy with permission as you give and receive to it as nourishment. And stepping forward to this. I just heard, but what is it? But what is it? But what is it? What do you want it to be? What do you want it to come to fruition? What do you actually want to come to fruition? And what little bits, what little steps? Okay, because that, I'm going to say princess kind of feel.
Alice.
But maybe like kind of Cinderella princess, like, but I'm not. You know what I mean? Like I don't have a castle or this, I don't know. But you know what I'm saying? Something about being grounded or working with the grounding energy. And I'm even seeing like some sort of dirt, putting my feet on dirt and feeling the dirt. And it's almost like my feet, my being there, I can feel I am adding to that earth element as below, beneath my feet. And then it's like I'm going to take a little bit of this dirt, and maybe some water, like very earthly expressions of the elements, not the only expression of it, but the earthly expression of it. And I'm going to come home and do something with it. And maybe it's like, you know, like I don't put some sort of markings on, sacred markings. This feels very earth primal princess, earth primal princess.
Satanic.
But then when I
disrespectful.
Know all this in here, I do feel like somebody kind of just did you dirty. Anyway.
Sit down.
But all of this busyness, now I see it as what's coming to fruition. Do you see how that is so
going.
Lovingly, this right here, this crown, it's all in the card. Moon, moon, moon. Your intuition. Thank you. Okay. I'm going to move down to the bottom here and get ready to close out. And when I say somebody might have did you dirty, and perhaps that's a real thing, because there's some like kind of talking in that lady land. Like there's some like blood clots of things that have happened. And it's almost as if through forgiveness of that foam finger and just saying and opening up the channel, right? Opening up the channel, freeze these things to move through and no longer bind or bound you to them.
Frightened.
And maybe that's what I'm doing when I'm on this dirt, because it's not sand that I know of, sand like beach sand. Maybe it is to you, but it's not how I'm feeling it. It's like I'm pouring, it's like I'm sitting and I'm pouring water around me, like in a circle or half circle, and then like breathing in the air. And maybe I have a little fire or I light them. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense to you. I can't really make sense of it.
How old are you?
Okay. Yeah, see, this is where I'm at, like but it's a little bit separate from you. It's
choked.
You say choked, and I heard joked. Observation. Peregrine falcon or peregrine falcon. Forgive me. So just as I was like staring in that, because I was seeing like more in like what is almost, maybe you're considering moving or something like that, or just changing residency. I'm not sure. See this set of eyes right here? And then if I insert, where's the eye? Right there. It's like I want to place them in there. Does that work? Okay, we're good. And then it connects in with the light at the bottom. This is like a straight dive there's something about your culture or your lineage of
Cosmic.
this lifetime. But there could also be something in another lifetime. Feathers are a big thing as well. I'm seeing feathers. Maybe those are part of the gifts that are left for you. Okay, we're closing out here. Is there anything more for at Dorian Morgenstern? 12. For whatever reason, I can't remember the numbers at the end. I just heard the turtle wins the race. I also see turtles in there. And this is in regards to like skydiving. It's almost, or the eagle like drawing down to the earth. And it's like when I see the version of you or the energy of your earth energy expressed sitting and waiting, and then like plops down in your lap. Like the moon just comes down. And then I'm here. I'm here with it. And then I just heard like it's blessed or you were blessed in somehow, like whatever that is. It's something about boundaries as well. The turtle wins the race, but maintain your strong boundaries. Red-crowned crane, loyalty and moderation of the rhinoceros. Oh, you come through? There we go. I feel like what you love, you're very loyal to. Something about your fire, whether that's anger or frustration. Yeah, I'm seeing like somebody like throw fireballs. It's like I hear moderation.
Water.
The strength, and then drawing in water. Yeah.
Karen.
Still looking around for what I want to do because it's bigger. So where am I when I keep talking about being on the earth and where maybe I'm at right now and using it as an opportunity, that current beneath my feet, it's because I want to look up to the sky and consider all the possibilities through the stars, almost like I can see the stars as a map that may inspire me, like that drop down to where I may decide to go or proceed to in whatever direction, whatever curiosity, like whatever star. Okay, this could all also be very much in your sleep state. And as you know how when we wake up from dreams and it slowly dissipates, but I'm seeing it like over calendar days, like a dream you had here and something through a gift that is left from you or left for you sparks it. Like seeing that safety pin randomly and you're like, oh yeah, that's right. I had a dream about a safety pin.
Guide.
Like if there's a trail. Yes. Okay. And just as I'm getting ready to close out, 2 eyes and a smiley face.
How did I die?
Stars in the sky, limitless possibilities to come through. Yes. I feel like the only one that could be limiting is anything that is still closing out.
Sister,
and I feel like
life.
that's okay. Anything that's still closing out, that state in which things are moving in a gestation period of self-love and self-care, allowing something to close out like a slow drip versus like ripping off the Band-Aid, even though earth signs, you just want to rip off the Band-Aid and move on.
Alien.
This feels more wise of, I'm going to transmute any sort of pains I may have, even if they're of the mind's this mental anguish of like, but I don't know, and it's just kind of like allowing things to soften.
More.
To come to a true completion. True, true, true completion. So as that door closes,
Coming to get me soon.
you can take the bold step forward. And that's all of that bold step forward stuff, purity. It's all very like ghosty in nature and natural in nature. There's something in your dreams. You might be like a dream prophet. Maybe, I don't know, write them down. I know that's always the worst to say, or keywords. It's like those gifts that I'm talking about, or I've talked about, could also be left in the dream state, like those symbols. So maybe even just waking up, and instead of remembering the whole dream, if one thing stands out, feather, write, put that in your phone, feather. And then, the next day, because I keep seeing a calendar, you might be counting the calendar days as well. It brings me into the moon cycle, lady moon cycle stuff. Maybe you follow the moon. Maybe you are, again, there's some sort of magic happening here. There is magic. But nonetheless, it feels like there is a lot going on, but you've got it under control. Slow and steady wins the race. Allow it. It's almost like utilize the slowness to your advantage, to heed I'm not going to say breadcrumbs, because I don't like that feeling when I say that, but though it's the easiest for me to say, these gifts that are guiding you, because it's almost like your higher self and your spirit guide and your full moon power. Maybe something when you're in your lady cycle, moon cycle, could be a time about something, like maybe you do something and it's heightened. 3 dots. It's like I have 3 third eyes. Okay. I'm going to let you go. Thank you so much for being my muse. And of course, as always, I have rambled on way longer than I intend to. But thank you so much for being my muse and being a subscriber, and your support. I truly, truly appreciate it. And I look forward to doing this again.